Looking back 18 years after The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift was released, audiences still talk about and enjoy the action-packed film, although upon rewatching, some harsh realities must be faced. As the first spin-off and standalone sequel in the Fast and Furious franchise, there was a lot to love about Tokyo Drift, but there were just as many issues. As the story of high school troublemaker and car fanatic Sean Boswell, Lucas Black, who was sent to Tokyo to avoid jail time for car racing, Tokyo Drift had plenty of absurdities that revealed themselves upon a rewatch. With lots of older actors being cast as teenagers and a massive amount of reckless drag racing, Tokyo Drift was the kind of movie that to be fully enjoyed required viewers to set their logic aside and just enjoy the ride. Looking back on Tokyo Drift, there were frustrating storylines, infuriating character decisions, and developments that negatively impacted future entries in the series. While there were lots of harsh realities on display when rewatching, Tokyo Drift still remained one of the most enjoyable movies in the entire Fast and Furious franchise. 10. Sean Boswell was no high school student. Sean's actor Lucas Black was 24 years old at the time. When rewatching The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift, the entire premise fell apart when noticing that there was just no way Sean Boswell was believable as a 17-year-old high school student. Lucas Black, the actor who played Sean, was 24 years old when Tokyo Drift was released, and it felt strange to watch a clearly adult man being treated like a wayward child by the police and his mother. To avoid jail time, Sean was sent to live in Tokyo with his father, but it was hard to shake the feeling that he should have just lived independently. Watching Sean dress up in his high school uniform and try to start anew at a Japanese school looked unusual when this actor would be better cast as the teacher instead. While many movies cast older actors to play teenagers, Black looked like a fully grown man, and it was hard to accept him as a troubled teen. Sean's young age may explain away some of his more questionable and immature actions in Tokyo Drift, but the actor's clear maturity signaled he should have known better. 9. Dad's rules were pretty reasonable. Lieutenant Boswell just wanted what was best for his son. After Sean Boswell and his classmate Clay got into a race and wrecked their respective 1971 Chevy Monte Carlo and 2003 SRT-10 Dodge Viper cars, Sean was sent to Japan to live with his father. Sean's dad was a U.S. Navy lieutenant stationed in Tokyo, and considering his military history, he acted pretty reasonably toward Sean after he arrived. While Sean acted like a moody teenager, Lieutenant Boswell had just two rules: go to school and not be seen anywhere near a car. Considering all the trouble Sean had gotten into, these rules were to be expected, but Sean just rolled his eyes at his father, and after 5 minutes, viewers saw him riding in a car with his new friend Twinkie. After almost going to jail, it was frustrating to see that Sean immediately disregarded his dad's rules and quickly set himself up to get in trouble again. Having moved to Japan due to his reckless actions, it was shocking to see that he did not even wait to get over his jet lag before recklessly driving once again. The 2000s fashion made Tokyo Drift look painfully dated. The outfits and style in Tokyo Drift immediately reveal the era it was made in. The Fast and Furious franchise has been around since the first movie was released in 2001, and while it may feel like many of the films repeat one another, there was one thing that separated them all, and that was fashion. Upon watching Tokyo Drift, it's easy to recognize that this was a movie released in 2006 simply by the accessories, outfits, and style of its characters. While Tokyo Drift was trying to showcase what was cool and modern at the time of its release, when watching today it all looked painfully dated. The girls in Tokyo Drift wore miniskirts and sported old-fashioned flip phones, while the guys wore oversized baggy clothing, with Twinkie consistently showing off his love for Michael Jordan gear. Sean was less guilty of wearing painfully dated fashion as he mostly sported a plain t-shirt, but he was consistently surrounded by people whose look screamed 2006. While the outdated fashion in Tokyo Drift was part of its charm on rewatch, it's funny to notice how much style has changed since then.